Welcome everyone to Minecraft Better Than Adventure. This world is titled New World, and it is the world of my Minecraft Better Than Adventure series, which as of today is 3 years old. That's right, 3 years old. This is the 3-year-old world tour. Now usually I would count a world tour as an episode, but I didn't want to this time. We have 77 episodes as of recording. And I just want to get to episode 80, but I also don't want to count this video as an episode. I know this video is going to be incredibly long, but I hope we can get some new folks interested in the series. Today, 3 years ago, the first episode was released. And it started right about somewhere around here. I'm actually not sure exactly where the world spawn is, but it's somewhere right around here. And I know that because in the first episode, when I start with the word and I'm mining a tree somewhere around right here. And we, from there, just walk around over here, think we're somewhere over here mining some coal, and we see that, and we're like, huh, there could be a good base there. Still have never built a base there 3 years later. But we did build one over here. Now, my world is massive. 3 years, I've done a lot. We're on day 1395, so there's a lot to explore here. And I guess I should just start off with this big cobblestone line you see here. This is the cobblestone rail which goes through my entire world, and it's over 1,000 blocks long. And I know that because if I go to the achievements here, you can see we've actually got the on a rail achievement. We actually have almost every achievement except the catch 'em all fireflies, which I'm missing a few of, and these two here, armorsmith and this. I need to find a piece of chainmail to repair it. Even almost 1400 days in, I still don't have every achievement, which is kind of funny. So we're going to actually ride this rail over to where our first base is, because I don't want to start with explaining everything over here. But I will say that this rail travels down underwater there, which is the glass part you see here, and it goes out over there. It comes out over here as well. You can see right here. It comes out over here, and it goes around into my world there, and it goes over and through here. I'm not exactly sure which direction the rail is currently operating on from this angle, so I might have to flick a couple of levers, maybe hop out a couple times, but let's see where this brings us. As we head through here, we will see even more builds, and I will explain some of them along the way. This is the Steamboat Willie build. Over there is the one-piece ship, the Going Merry. They're pretty simple builds. Ooh, okay, so the rail brings us to here. So the lever is currently flicked like that. I don't think we'll be needing to stop at this station anytime soon. But because we were brought over here, I guess I'll just continue the tour from here, to not walk around everywhere, because it's going to be really hard to get every build in this video. I guess because we can see them from here, I should have gone that direction to start with now that I'm not headed to where we all started, but whatever. Over there is Stampy's face. You can actually see it. I wonder if we can see it in photo mode. We can. That is a Stampy face there, as well as we have a observatory, the episode 10 and episode 50 signs. The next one to be built there will be episode 100 out of iron. Over there is our windmill, and we also have a cliff house. The rail goes around and down and through the mountain for like another 400 blocks that direction. Here is our bungalow. This is a very quaint bungalow, but every build in my world is decorated on the inside. So there's some decoration in here. We've got some storage, we've got a couch, we've got their bed, and the kitchen. It's a very small bungalow, kind of, I think of it like, it's actually getting dark, so I guess we'll sleep in the bungalow here. I think of this small little bungalow as almost like an Airbnb you'd stay at. It's kind of what I based it off of a little bit. It's a very quaint build, but I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Behind it, or I guess across from it, we have 2 school buses. And these school buses are actually buses for this school. This is an old school. Usually it'd be made of brick, but I just couldn't get enough clay, so I used red wood. The inside of this school is also decorated to be a school with a tower at the top for the bell, and the inside of these buses is also decorated in here as well. All decorated inside with a driver's seat. Over here we have our towers. Now technically these are the singular only build that are not decorated, because these are lava towers, and I really didn't know what to do with them after building them. I just wanted to do some lava casting because it's something everyone in a beta world does eventually, and I wanted to test it out. These are probably the tallest builds in this world. This is our modern house, designed built by me. It's very plain and modern, as a modern house usually is, but it is fully decorated on the interior as well, with a nice beach view. As we walk down the path further, you can see it connects to both towers, and it brings us to this. This is an old 60s style restaurant, also decorated on the inside. You have the menu here, soda, some places to sit, and the place the cooks have. And they have like a little walk-in drive-through here as well where you can order food. And you can come outside and there's some tables here, but these tables aren't just for this, they're also for our pop-up. This is a food truck here, and it is also decorated on the inside. You got the steering wheel here and some places to cook. This pop-up truck sells hot dogs, as we can see by the outside here, the hot dog on the outside. And if we walk back over here, there's the Steamboat Willie boat again and the Going Merry. The Steamboat Willie boat is a boat of my own design that I built after Steamboat Willie became public domain. And the Going Merry is not my own design, but it's something I tried to adapt into a beta build because I thought it was interesting. Now this might be catching your eye. You might have seen it from the modern house. This is the grave of Jelly the dog. In one of our previous world tours, I decided to let my dogs walk with me, and while walking on the railway, it fell and it died. That was a bad idea. I didn't know that the Minecraft beta dogs did not have the smarts and AI of the modern ones, and unfortunately I lost both of them that trip, and this is where Jelly died. Okay, bit of a sad moment there, but moving on, this is the entrance to the underwater portion here, which we will explore later in the episode because I want to go. And you know what? We will actually just continue walking this direction. We'll follow the coast here, and it will lead us to our famous dock. I spent quite a few episodes in this area. First off, we have the classic lighthouse, which every Minecraft beta world has. I'm pretty proud of mine. Of course, the interior of the lighthouse is decorated. And then over here, we have a little mini boat that I built on this dock. Now, this dock is named after or dedicated to Butter the dog. This is where Butter the dog drowned. Again, the Minecraft beta dog AI was not as smart as I remember it, and he got stuck under here, and unfortunately, you can see here, this is where he officially passed away. Now, this little boat we can come on here. This is my own little design I made in my creative test world, and I was pretty happy with this little boat. But this one here, this one is not my own design. This is actually from a tutorial. It was a very, very old tutorial. Oh, it's snowing. I hate the snow. This is a trade ship. You can tell by the red flag at the top. It's a pretty good looking ship, and I followed a tutorial to build it, but I'm still very proud of it because I had to switch a lot of things to make it work in Minecraft beta. Alright, I'm gonna sleep because it is very dark out, and I'm afraid of monsters. So we've walked over into this area, and this is the Paper Mario house. Apparently it's the default house. I've never played Paper Mario, and this is one of the only builds that doesn't have a decorated interior because honestly I wasn't too happy with it in the end. It was a very odd build to build, and it took a while to try to design. These are the tent campgrounds. These are decorated. You have the fire here, which is nice. Keep you warm, and this is my favorite tent. I designed this myself, and I'm very happy with this tent. It turned out well. In the back here is a more modern tent. This one was also never decorated officially, so I guess there are some smaller builds in this world that aren't decorated, so I guess I should take back that statement I made before. But if we walk through the caves up here, we can get to the final tent here. These tent campgrounds are just meant to be on the coast here. Very cozy, and this final tent here is a different modern design. So we've got a more classic Minecraft tent and then two more modern designs. You know what? I was going to climb up this and walk over there, but I guess since we're already in this area, we should ride the rail down under. This is the underwater railway. Hey, this took way longer to build than you think, and we just zoomed by Sandy's home. It should come back to us, right? Here he comes. Here he comes. There you go. I gotta be careful with my pickaxe under here. I've broken glass under here before, and it's awful to fix. This is the underground railway, and it is always a trip to be in here because it's very dark. Right here is the entrance to Sandy's dome. You have to go through here, then you go through the airlock, and finally, you can enter inside of Sandy's dome, equipped with an oak tree, just like in SpongeBob. Again, underwater builds take a while in Minecraft Beta. This was definitely a pain to build. Over here, we actually have SpongeBob's house, which I don't believe is enterable. No, it's not. So the only enterable house of our mini Bikini Bottom here is Sandy's because we can't breathe underwater. But you also have Patrick's here, and I even built Squidward's. Of course, they're not in the order that they are in SpongeBob. So this is why I call it my mini Bikini Bottom. Everything is squished together. It was very hard to build underwater, and I was losing my patience. So I kind of was just like, whatever, I'll go with that. Now, if we continue following the railway here, we get to our newest builds of the world as we approach Jurassic Park. This is probably one of my favorite areas right now because maybe it's just because of recency bias. It does look a little odd snowing though. I admit winter season in Better Than Adventure is pretty annoying. This was the original build on this island. This was meant to be an industrial island at first. And this was just an industrial build. Supposed to be like a factory. I called it our steel factory when we first got steel tools. But then, a few episodes ago, I actually decided I wanted to start a Jurassic Park build after watching Jurassic World Rebirth. And so this is the Jurassic Park gate I built, and then surrounded with some trees here. I flattened out this island a lot, and our most recent build of the world is none other than this raptor pen from Jurassic Park. It's a mini version. Not my own build, but it was adapted from a Planet Minecraft build, so not a tutorial. I just had to adapt it into Minecraft Beta. But this gate is my own. I did this myself, designing it based off a picture from the movie, and I was really happy with how this turned out. So let's head out of Jurassic Park and back to the main world. We'll go by some of the builds I've introduced you guys to, and we will actually head up to another build that will pass by here and go by again. This is the Greek Pantheon build I built. This Greek Pantheon actually has a statue kneeling inside of it, which is pretty neat. I'm pretty happy with it. And there is a secret entrance to our original base here. This is where it all began. This is my first base in Better Than Adventure, the cave base. It was built in episode 1 and then expanded upon and then expanded around, and we ended up where we are today. The OG build. This was added on later. This is our storage room because I could not store everything. This is our little dog here. I believe we have yet to fully name him. Without name tags, it's really hard to remember the names of my pets, to be honest. You might notice, what are these signs with random names here for? These are the original 8 people that watched until the end of the first episode. These are the OGs. These people were here at the very beginning. Some of them are still with us today. And yeah, they deserve to be in the very first build of the world because they were here first and they supported my episode from the beginning. If we walk around here, we'll find that there is another entrance to the cave base over around right here because the original, this is actually not terraformed. The original cave actually just wrapped around like that and I liked it so much, I decided to build a base out of it. So yeah, pretty cool. I have some nature supplies and things in these chests. Most of them are labeled pretty well. Now, let's head down into the mines. This is my first and only mine on this world. Before we head down, this is where I get most of my food supply from. I have a lot of bread and continue to get a lot of bread from down here. As we continue moving downwards, we will find my first little cave bit that I found here. But this one I actually ended up covering mostly because of a later build. Down here is where I get my cobblestone and stone. Yeah, it's a bit of a mess. I kind of just mine willy-nilly to get as many blocks as I need. There's a lot of blocks mined. I bet we could actually... Oops, I pressed the wrong button. I bet we could actually look at the statistics Number of deaths in only 3 in 1400 days. I'm pretty proud of myself. We can actually go further down into the mine and it will lead me to where I found my diamonds and where I get the darker colored blocks, the darker colored cobblestone that I always forget the name of. Yeah, so this world is actually pretty highly elevated. Like our base is built on Y167. So I had to mine a pretty deep mine to get to diamond level. But if we head right out here, it's snowing, so this is a little bit of an annoying time to do a world tour, but whatever. I actually want to head up here first, because I want to show you guys the most important part of this entire world. It's not the cave base, it's not any of the other builds I've shown you so far, it's right here. This is the sign garden. Yep, I sort of took this idea from Stampy, but you will see so many names here from throughout the episodes. All of these people, watch until the end of the episode. Some of these are repeat names. This is the first level of the sign garden. I think we have like 3 or 4 now. Here's another level here, completely full. Then if we go down one more, here's another level here, completely full, but this time I stopped doing it per sign and I ended up doing it numbers, so there's even more names throughout around here. Then if we go down here, this is the newest level and it's already starting to fill up quite a bit. All these people, watch until the end of the episode. You'll see some repeat names and stuff, but every time someone comments the keyword, they get their name in the sign garden. We can actually walk this direction and you'll see that this rail connects to here. And from here, we can see our clock tower. It's not the best angle, but we also down here, because I forgot to show it, we have a traditional Japanese house down here. It's not decorated on the inside because there's really no inside, but I put it in this little isolated area by itself with some cherry trees surrounding it. Doing a world tour is actually really hard to show everything. Now this loud and obnoxious thing is our nether portal. Ouch, I thought I could land on the ladder. This is our nether portal. It took me a lot of obsidian to build this because I wanted to make it look nice, but it's decorated with a man holding it. And these are the original houses for Butter and Jelly before their passing. Now, I've been ignoring it, but it's pretty dang obvious. This is the village. This was the second build I ever did in this world, and each of these are named after a viewer. And then in the center here, we have the original sign garden / wall. After the first episode where those 8 people got their names in the main cave, I came over here and 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes of names were put here. And then we moved to the sign garden, which is where we've been ever since. Each of these builds are pretty much copy-paste, except for back here. You'll notice that I also have some benches throughout and stuff, just for a little decoration. Back here are the hotels or motels, whatever you'd like to call them. You can come up here, there's beds, then there's another bed up here. So yeah, just places for the villagers that would live here to sleep in, and there's 3 of these bigger houses here. You might have noticed over in this area that this house and the house next to it are both the only colored village houses. That is because these 2 are dedicated to 2 YouTubers who I really loved, who passed away at the beginning of my series. This one is dedicated to Technoblade, made pink, and I made sure they both had a beautiful view. And this one is dedicated to Tinfoil Chef, one of my favorite hermits. One of the people who inspired this sort of chill, laid-back video idea that led into this series. These 2 guys got their own house on the hill dedicated to them, looking over this whole area here, and I wouldn't have it any other way. You might have seen this big ugly thing earlier. This is the mob farm. It's located behind this village house here. This was built on a live stream, so far the only live stream of Better Than Adventure. But I mean, I hope I'll be able to do another one sometime. Oh my god, that scared me. This is our mob farm. We get a lot of goodies in here. Tons of sulfur and bone and cloth and arrows. We occasionally get like some squid and stuff in here too. Like these are baskets. Oh yeah, look at that ink sac right here. They collect whatever's dropped like this. So occasionally we get some squid. And a second ago, I showed a sneak peek of what is down here. If we follow the path that I made, it's a very steep path, is the fisherman's hut surrounded by fortifications. It's basically the same village house, but with a little fisherman extension. And we have yet another docking station, this one on the opposite end of my island. This one here is raised like this, and we have an ark. This ark is obviously not being used because my world is not flooded, but yeah. And next to the ark, we have the military submarine. This took quite a bit of time to build as well, and design. This was built by myself. A lot of the builds here were built by myself, but occasionally we do have ones that I used tutorials or inspiration for. I was really happy with how this submarine came out. We even have a chair. This is the only time I've used a chair in my entire Better Than Adventure world. But we get a nice view of everything, including our beach house. Now, I would ride my boat over to that beach house, but it is currently 11:40 p.m. as of recording, and there's not really much to explore. It has a nice view, and it's over isolated by itself. It's a great escape destination for my world. Now, if we head back up, I can show you guys what is right over here. Up here, behind the motels you might have seen a second ago, is our hospital. This hospital is also fully decorated. This was actually a tutorial. Again, actually quite a few of the ones that were tutorials were from Wells Knight, a legendary hermitcrafter, and I love his old tutorial series. Inside of each of these is a spot for the medical bay. Next to the hospital is the firehouse, of course. All the emergency first responders are here. This is also decorated. Got some firehouse beds. It's not very well decorated, but they've got their firehouse kitchen. You've got the actual garage. Maybe one day we'll build a little mini fire department vehicle in here. And then if we follow this down the line again, following all of the paths that I've built, we arrive at the police house. This one isn't fully decorated on the interior, but it is decorated up there. We just don't have a way to get up there. And we have a helicopter sitting up top. And if we cut through back here, we will see one of the newer builds of this world that is not finished and is probably my biggest project on this world. This is the World Museum. I wanted to build something where I could preserve all of my old tools, like my first diamond, my first wooden tools. I still have a lot of those. And Better Than Adventure has like a golden mesh block you can display things on. I thought it was perfect to make a world museum. However, this is a massive project. You can see it's pretty big and it takes a lot of quartz. So I won't be finishing it anytime soon, and for now it's just a facade. But now, if we head over and down the hill here, we'll enter one of my favorite spots. It's a bit of a bummer that it's snowing right now, since it doesn't really fit it. However, it still looks okay. This is the Western Town. This is probably the biggest, episode-wise project, because each of these were built in an episode, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 episodes down here. Quite a bit was done to make it feel lively. We've got wagons. We've got a general store here. We've got some inn sort of locations here. The main big inn location here. I think this is supposed to be a bath, a sauna. We've got a normal Western home, a sort of blacksmith home, a courthouse, the actual courthouse, which is also decorated on the inside here. Nice thing about this is I don't have to worry too much about mob spawning because I paved the entire pathway. But yeah, the actual courthouse is decorated with an upstairs. The church is also decorated. This is a very Western style church, unlike my village medieval style church, which I skipped over. Man, I'm just realizing as I go through everything that I'm skipping over so many things. It's crazy. Yes, the Western medieval style church is also decorated, and this entire spot here you might notice is a little flat. That's because this entire part here is all stuff I built. So this was all terraformed myself. Anyways, we have inside here, the church is decorated, the pastor gives their sermon, and they leave. I was very happy with the decoration of this church. Each of these builds have interiors as well, but I won't go over all of them because this episode is already getting very long. These are the bank and the jail. Very colorful builds in here, but the jail is also decorated. And actually, there is an escape into the bank, which is a cool touch I like. This is our saloon. This is actually what started it all, the saloon. We come in here. The saloon is also nicely decorated on the inside with furnishing. We've got an upstairs here, and we got the balcony. And next to it is just a random building. I think this was supposed to be some, like, wine store or something. Like an alcohol store. We've got the water tower because it's a western town. They need to have a water tower. And back behind here is a gold mine, which it goes a little bit into... This was originally actually just a cave I decided to decorate. There's even a minecart in here. But it goes a little bit into this cave before just stopping here. It's supposed to look like it was a gold mine that was decorated. Aside from the gold mine, if we continue this way, we have a custom tree. And the railway for, I mean, it's a western town. It's got to have a railway. It goes into a tunnel that is currently empty. And then it goes down here, and then it ends over there in the forest, just hidden a bit. And the interior of this is also decorated. You buy your tickets here, and you can wait here. Very, very happy with this western town. When it was finished, I mean, if you just look at it in photo mode, it's great. We go like spring, summer, there we go. It's great to see this western town in full. I mean, the snow is kind of ruining the look right now, but can't do much about that currently. From here, we can see our 2 pixel arts. On this side from us is Luigi. I almost said Mario. Oh my gosh, my brain is scattered right now. And on the other side of him is Mario. These are both the original NES designs. I guess while we're walking by, we can check out the interior of the medieval church. Again, very basic, decorated interior. I do plan to eventually build like a wine cellar down below. And next to our pixel arts of Mario and Luigi are these big signs you probably saw throughout the episode. These mark each year that I've been through in this world. It started with 2023, and then we have 2024 on the opposite end here, and now we have 2025, and once 2025 ends, we'll have a 2026, and I'll keep going for as long as I can. Oh, and by the way, we just hit day 1400. Awesome. There is also one pretty decently nice looking build that I skipped over down here that you guys probably saw, but I didn't touch on, and it is the Fallout Vault. When the Fallout TV series came out, I was really into it and I wanted to build one in my world. So I built the Fallout Vault. And this, I mean, it turned out really good. It was based partly on a Reddit build I found, but mostly I tried to design it myself using the blocks I had. It was pretty expensive to build at the time, but a lot of the builds I have in this world are pretty expensive to build. Now, unlike some other YouTubers, not every build in this world has a story, and not every build in this world is super beautiful looking. But I've done that purposely. When I started this series, I said it would be a peaceful, nice, and chill series, and I kept to that, and that's what it has been since. One thing I kind of skipped over in this area is the Herobrine attack that happened on these trees. I've never touched these trees, but suddenly the leaves just disappeared and some of the logs. It was really weird. It just happened after one update. From up here, we can see quite a bit. And it looks like it's spring, so hurrah, the snow will disappear. That's great for my thumbnail because I don't know why YouTube viewers don't like seeing snow all over the thumbnail. Maybe it's because Minecraft snow is ugly. I have a hatred against snow and rain in Minecraft, if you don't know. I deeply despise it. Alright, let's just cut this down. Every time I'm on this world, I make sure to chop this down and put it in here. So that's what all this is. Alright, now I believe I've actually managed to cover everything. If any of my viewers know if I missed something, let me know in the comments down below. When my world keeps expanding, I keep forgetting things, and I'd love to go more in depth on each build, but I'm also just very forgetful during recording. I often forget to cover things, I forget to talk about things, it just always happens. But I wanted to ride the rail while we still had the chance. Now this rail was not built for aesthetic purposes, it was actually built to get me around my world. However, I mean, I did keep up the general aesthetic of it, but let's ride the rail now as we near the end of this episode and see where this brings me. I've probably forgotten to flick a couple of... Yep, I forgot to flick that lever. So we'll just continue on where we left off. I want to see how... Oh, we've turned down... and through, and we can see all of these guys here. And we'll head to the Jurassic Park area, which I guess is a great spot to end off this world tour, because this is the most recent area. I know this was a very shoddy world tour compared to some other ones available online. I'm not the greatest at giving tours of my world, and I've probably missed something, so if any of my viewers can tell me what I missed, let me know in the comment section down below. Go ahead and comment 3 in the comment section down below, because it has been 3 years. When I started this world, I was starting off my sophomore year of high school, and now I'm heading to college. My life is about to change drastically, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to try to keep up this world at the very least as much as I can. If you'd like to see more of my world and see what we do next, please consider leaving a like and subscribing. I don't usually ask my viewers to do that, but it's been a seriously long ride and journey, and also this video is going to take forever to edit because of how spastic I am with my commentary. Thank you all so much for watching. Happy 3 years, and I hope we get more. I think that's how you say that. Oh, just wanted to say happy 2-year anniversary to Snowman64 because you recently hit your 2-year anniversary, buddy, and your world is way more amazing than mine is. Go check out the guy if you can. Anyways, bye-bye. Happy 2 years, Snowman.